So that's just a paper cylinder, and there's a piece of wire runs up through the middle, and it makes these two buffers, one there and one there. So when the cylinder is at the bottom, the cylinder itself touches an earth connection, which is there.
Where?
That bit of bent wire there.
Okay, let me point down. There, the bit of wire inside.
Yeah.
Right. Does that run through?
Well, there are two bits of wire. That bit there.
Yeah.
That runs through to the top there, and you touch it with your hand to make an earth connection.
Turn it a bit more this way. Right, so it runs through the interior and then comes out.
Yeah, and the idea is it collides with the bottom edge of the cylinder.
So the wire on the interior collides with that wire.
That wire there collides with the outside of the cylinder when the cylinder gets to the
outside of the foil.
Yeah, it gets to touches the foil, so it grounds the cylinder when the cylinder gets to the bottom. And the other thing that happens when the cylinder gets to the bottom is that this buffer knocks against this other wire in there, which is connected to this ring of foil.
Right.
And meanwhile, at the top end, this other buffer, this one, connects to this piece of wire, which is connected to this piece of foil.
So in conclusion, there is a piece of wire connected to each of the foil cylinders of the bottle, and then there's also a wire which
connects to the earth.
Yes.
Connects that thing to the earth. Yeah, that's right. But only when it gets to the bottom of the bottle.
Okay.
So when it gets to the bottom of the bottle, that is connected to that by this wire that runs through the middle.
Right.
And this thing touches the earth connection.
Okay.
Now when it gets to the top of the bottle, only one thing happens, which is the top of the bottle attracts this earth connection to it. So just this foil ring gets earthed.
The exterior or the interior?
The exterior. And that's all that happens when it gets to the top. So bottom, those two are touched together by the middle wire.
To what? The two watts?
That one is touched to that one by this wire that runs up the middle of the straws.
Right.
And the piston, this thing in the middle, the cylinder in the middle, is grounded because it touches this, or you hope it touches this ground wire.
Interior wire.
Yeah. And this end, just that gets grounded.
Simples.
Yeah.
Right, so what happens to the third piece of wire?
Which piece of wire? What, that piece?
That one.
That's you touch
separate
it.
to the other two.
Yeah, you touch that, so that makes a ground connection. And
you touch it with what?
Your finger.
Right.
And
a ground connection for what? For the cylinder, which is passing in and out? For that?
Yes, that's right.
Right.
But when it gets to the bottom end, it collides with this wire, which goes inside.
What exactly collides with the earth wire? That does?
No, that...
Or this?
That,
or the... Right.
That, somewhere around... You can see where it's got bashed. Because it collides with the wire.
Right.
So when this is at the bottom, it gets earthed.
Right, okay, that
And
makes sense
At
now.
the same time, because that and that collide with these two buffers, that and that get electrically connected.
Right, now we're talking.
And then the other thing that happens is when it gets to the top, it attracts that earth connection to this foil.
Why?
I don't know. So that
It's a basic form of physics.
grounds it. That's an easy sort of way of grounding that.
Okay.
So I'll just assemble it together again to show how it all fits together. That goes through the hole at the bottom of the bottle.
So it basically just slides in.
Yeah. And you need to use a 2-litre bottle because you need to be able to get your hand in to adjust all these things inside.
What influenced you to do this?
Oh, I'll explain in a minute.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing well here, am I?
Is it a bit
That's
fiddly?
it, that's it. Yeah, it doesn't need to be. I mean, it doesn't need to be accurate, really. So then, this, you have to replace this, so it's,
Turn it towards...
yeah.
So what, you just wrap it around?
Well, it has to go the other side of that, because it has to
It needs to be able to touch it.
bang into it when it gets to,
So you need to make sure the distances that things end up touching.
that's right, yeah. But
And you do that just
you do
by...
that just by bending the wire
And
mucking
fiddling around.
fiddle around till it comes out right. So that when that touches that, that means that wire's touching this ring because that wire touches this ring,
Right.
and it's also at the bottom end touching that ring via that buffer at the bottom. See? See it bashing the buffer,
Yep.
and it's also getting earthed. The cylinder's touching that, so it's getting earthed.
The cylinder's touching the metal.
The cylinder is touching this wire.
Wait, which one?
This one, which is the same as this
That
one.
one.
That it's touching this one. Yeah, that's right, this one.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
And that's pretty much it. And then this, that is all connected to ground. That's just a bit of foil.
And it needs to be connected by wire to carry.
Yeah, so that it...
And then so is blue tack and insulator.
No, it doesn't matter if that touches the earth. That's okay, just so long as that wire is joined to this wire.
Okay. You were going to say what your influence was to
Oh yes,
make this.
so I'll just show my prototype.
Okay.
Oh, not working, because that's what it does usually. It does not work.
Okay, so you made this.
Yeah, and I was really lucky that this worked when I made it. Right, so what happens is you charge it up by doing that, and then you move your finger and it attracts and you get an electric shock.
So you work as the earth.
Yeah. So this one's much more complicated than the other one. It's called Wilson's machine.
Right.
And so it's got two pairs of pie dishes and two contacts underneath, so that that is touching that, or that is touching that. Yeah? Now if that's touching that, that one gets earthed by this connection, and if the other pair are touching, then that one gets earthed. So you've always got a sort of 2-on-1 situation. It's very, very temperamental. No, it stopped working. And every time it does that, it gives you a mild electric... Oh, look, it's falling to bits. Right. So enough of that one.